everybody. This autumn have been so grey that I'm soon seeing black or black and white. And today is not a difference. It actually is, yes, a very grey day today, even with some fog outside. So let's cheer things up by showing some records, or should I say a whole lot of vinyl singles this time, because it's time for another of these charts of a year that I made before. I am a part of different Facebook groups that have been making top 50 charts of different year. I've been showing 1984, I've been showing 1980, and this time it's time for 1985 that we did a top 50 chart of on that Facebook group, and 25 first places I will show here in single formats, of course. I have the total amount of places were 200, and as I have said before, 1985 is a year very close to my heart because it was so nostalgic year. It was the first year for me as a pop nerd, the year when I discovered pop music for real through Swedish radio, and I loved almost every song that had a pop beat, and especially if it has synthesizers on, and I really love pop music, Swedish radio, and so that was the year when I discovered pop music for real, and for that the year 1985 has been stuck with me ever since. So it was definitely a hard job to pick out song and be forced to leave out some. So that's why it was almost 200 songs that I picked out and made a chart of. But as I said, only the 25 first I will show here, or else this video will be far too long. But as usual, you will see the places underneath in a fast clip. And usually I'm doing rolling lists. But since there is so many places, I will do stills of the places from 26 down to 200. So here we go. That is how it looked like underneath place number 25. A whole lot of classics, a whole lot of stuff that you might think would be higher up, but there also are a lot of 1985 songs that are very overplayed, that haven't been listening for way too much since 1985, so they have been slipping down the charts through the years. But here are the 25 first, and as usual, I will take the first 10 places right now in this video. In a coming video very soon, I will take the places 15 to the number 1 spot. So let's start with number 25. And there we have a song. They're going to say that it will be a whole lot of synthesizers and a whole lot of European music here. And some also European disco from 1985 that many of you may not know all that much about, but hopefully you might learn. Number 25 is a German group that had its peak here in Sweden this year. Lower down you could see a song, the song You're a Woman. But at number 25, Bad Boys Blue have their follow-up single. A song with a little cheesy, maybe a little sleazy and uncomfortable lyric, but the production is so marvelous and groovy. So I must have it this high as number 25, and I'm talking about Pretty Young Girl. And really amazing. And this album right here, Hot Girls Bad Boys, was actually, if I'm not wrong, the second album that I ever bought. I bought it on cassette back then, but a real classic for me. And we're moving on with more synthesizers, but in a more genuine synthesizer style. Number 24, we have Swedish synthpop group NASA and the song Point of View. A real amazing produced track, very, very mysterious and special production that I really, really like. Amazing, amazing song. Number 23, going back to Germany, and the producer, one of my favorite producers from the 80s, Michael Cretu, and the classic song Samurai Did You Ever Dream. Classic song with this saxophone in the beginning, that lonely saxophone that all of a sudden changes into a real synth disco awesome beat, and it was a classic back then. It actually became a theme for a Swedish youth program back in the very same autumn as it was released. The program was called Tutti Frutti. This was a program where they showed musical videos, which was very unusual back then. But this was actually the theme of that show. Even though it was only a month old as a single back then. We're coming to 22, and here we have a group that John Bellamy actually showed in his video where we ranked the top 40 albums of the 80s, and I agree, they're a fantastic band. Hello there, John. But this is singles and songs we're talking about. So at number 22 we have Dream Academy, Life in a Northern Town. Such an amazing atmosphere and production, very countryside song with these chorus and the choir. That I think this is an amazing song. As it is so much competition here among the songs, there are so many great songs. There are a lot of songs that I wish I could have had much higher, but if I'm going to do a chart, I have to do some sacrifices, I guess. Another sacrifice is here. This is also a song that I wanted to have among top 10 because I think this is this band's best songs among many great songs. But I really think it's so amazingly funky and amazing production. Talking about Thompson Twins and their anti-drug song "Don't Mess with Dr. Dream." I think that is so. I think that is actually really great. So this is an amazing song. Also wanted to have a whole lot higher. Number 20. We're coming to also a band that John Bellamy showed with a song from the very same album that he also showed then, Once Upon a Time, Simple Minds, and Alive and Kicking. A song that I thought was okay, nothing more, nothing less back then. But now I think this is definitely one of my absolute favorite Simple Minds songs. I think it's so amazing made, amazing atmosphere, and fantastic composition. So number 20. And at number 19, now we're coming to USA for the very first time in this video. We're going to a band that definitely have their absolute best song in their career in this place. Kool and the Gang, a band that I am so interested in. A little too much party, overplayed songs, a lot of them, celebration and so on. Celebrate. But this one I definitely consider an absolute best song ever. So at number 19, Cherish. Very sweet ballad, but so magnificent, cozy, and amazing sound. Really great singing vocal, and they're singing so well together. So number 19. 18, Swedish synth pop again. This is Swedish pop music during 1985 didn't have its peak at the hit charts. I have always considered Swedish music in 1985 to be definitely underrated when it comes to quality, because there was so much great Swedish music in 1985, but very few of them reached the higher places on the hit charts. But this one reached a very high place, the highest places in the hit charts, and it was one of the few Swedish songs this year that actually did that. Swedish group +1 looked like this, and this song is called Nevermore. A real starts very relaxing with piano and very cozy mood. Then all of a sudden the refrain goes into steady, great, funky synth beat, and I remember this one very much from when it came, when I started to listen to different pop charts, trying to listen to different pop charts in the Swedish radio, and this one was one of the songs, and I felt it was really good. The problem is that it wasn't played in Swedish radio all that much when it disappeared from the hit charts, and I've waited almost half a year to get it recorded on cassette. And even worse was it with this song at number 17. I don't have it as a vinyl single. I have the album though, but it is in a album version that I don't think is the single version is actually better. So that is why I picked it on the only greatest hits album that I know that this is on. Actually, I'm talking about New Order and their song Subculture. Now, when this is definitely a synth drum song. It's so amazing synth drums in this song, and it was a song that I really knocked me out when I heard it. The problem was when I was thinking of recording it on a cassette tape, it disappeared on the hit charts, and it since then became one of New Order's most overlooked and underrated songs. It wasn't played on radio. I couldn't find the single. I found the album, of course, only to know that it was, as I said, in an album version. Not only until I wrote into the one of these songs where you can wish a song to be played on radio. Then I got to have a cassette recording of that song, and then I looked for it on New Order Greatest Hits. No Greatest Hits album had it, and I wondered what had this song actually done to deserve to be treated like that. But finally I found this one and realized that it was on this album. But it's amazing how one song from one band can be so totally forgotten. But it is an amazing song, real amazing synth pop song that I have loved from the start and that is still with me until this date. Number 16. From synth over to some more metal stuff, even though it is in a form of a ballad. I'm talking about Gary Moore, Empty Rooms. Gary Moore does one of his absolute best guitar works, in my opinion, on this song. I just love the intro with the lonely guitar, and in the middle he all of a sudden switches over to an acoustic guitar, and then back to his electric, and it's so magnificent made. Real great. Also sweet memories from the autumn of 1985. Unlike this autumn, it was a very sunny autumn. Number 15. And there are a lot of, as you saw in the places underneath, there are a lot of songs from Madonna's like a Virgin album, and the one that is highest on the highest place is, to no one's surprise, Into the Groove from the Desperately Seeking Susan movie. Also, one of the biggest memories when I fell in love with this song from the beginning, when I heard it on Swedish radio during my first months as a pop fan, and I really loved the production. So it's still both nostalgia and production. And some of you might wonder, have I only picked songs for this chart based on nostalgia? No, but nostalgia is so big in these songs. But what I felt for in this song back then, a lot of that is of course still with me to this day. So I know why I started to love it. I still love it for that, but it's also a huge part of nostalgia. So of course that is a part of the song, but it's not what I'm basing my chart on. But so amazing, one of my absolute favorite Madonna songs.